Alright, fuck me. We're getting a massive deficit here. Alright, okay, so what are we spending too much money on? Military already. Got 90 billion interest. That kills me, like, off the bat. If that 90 billion interest wasn't there, I'd still be in the deficit, but, okay, right, so, here we go. What can I get rid of? Right, so I've got food stamps and unemployment benefit. Already that seems like a waste of time. Surely it should be one or the other. I feel like, I don't know what one's better. I will lower the military, but I'm just looking at things I can completely cut out first. I don't care what the socialists think of me because I'm a Republican. So I'm thinking, I'm not playing this with completely my beliefs, by the way. But I don't actually line up with the Republican Party all that much, despite being a bit of a right-winger in real life. I'm not much of a Republican guy, and I don't like their current president that much. Okay, I think I'll get rid of unemployment benefit because that seems less useful to me than food stamps. So that's 20 billion saved already. Let's see, alcohol abuse, good grief. And this is America, where the 21 age limit. Right, state pensions, this is barely popular. So I may if I get rid of this, right, I've got to find a way of, I've got to find a way of keeping the oldies happy. Actually, no, I don't. There's not many of them, right? Well, fuck the old people, then that's 150 billion saved instantly. Right. Now then. Income. Actually, before I mess with them, let's just see what tax ideas my party has here. Because honestly, because from my understanding of Republicans, and my understanding of Republicans is based upon a couple of the past presidents, not so much the recent ones. I don't think I've had a Republican president in my lifetime, except for maybe George Bush, Jr. and Senior. Actually, was George Bush Senior out by the time I was born? I don't remember. I don't know when he left. Anyway, right. The only Republican president I've had in my lifetime is George Bush Jr. And I don't remember much of his thing except for a shoe being thrown at him in 9/11. That's all I remember about his presidency. But judging by Republicans of the previous era, of the 80s, that was Ronald Reagan, and I'm currently reading Ronald Reagan's autobiography, and he talks very much a lot about his time as the governor of California. Yeah, Ronald Reagan was, and as his time as president. So I'm basing a bit of my Republican knowledge on that, really, because in my opinion he's the ideal sort of Republican, even if he did a couple of things I don't necessarily agree with. So I'm trying to find things in the slave tax. Find things in here, like strengthen tax code, for example. Now that is something that he would have done, I think. Now I'm not doing things based on Ronald Reagan. I'm just banning my sort of thing on how I think the Republican Party maybe should be. Because the Republicans, from my point of view, should be, because they come across sometimes a little bit like how our Tory party comes across. They come across a little bit like the party of the rich. And really, I'm reading Ronald Reagan's autobiography, you can tell that he really hated that sort of... How many things have I done? Have I done 3 or 4? Because I'm limiting myself to 5 per turn. He hated that label because the things that he did them because he wanted the big businesses and the huge employers and people like that to earn more money so they could invest more in the country. Like the basic ideal of the free market, whether it works in practice or not is up to debate. I personally think it does. Is that the more money one is making, the more money they will invest in your country. And most people who have decent income do invest more in the country or in charity or things like that. Like, the figures show that people will invest more in their own, in charities and in the country and things like that when things are going well. So, okay, so that small business thing, right? Which makes me think that maybe taxing the rich isn't the fucking best idea. Geez, street gangs. Vigilante mobs. Okay, I need to sort out the crime before I do anything huge, I think. State religion. Why do I have a state religion? Oh, you know what? I don't actually care. I don't know what this is. Manifesto pledges are optional. Pledges last until the end of the next term. Currently no pledges in effect. I've never played electioneering, so I'm just learning this. Speeches can be made leading up to the thing. Fundraising is done partly through activists. They doubled Seattle, what, sorry? And it's the example of Seattle. They doubled the minimum wage, they just made everything better. Yeah, potentially. Like, I'm not against raising minimum wage. The problem with raising minimum wage, and maybe this, I don't know if this is true of Seattle or not, is that the logical extension of it, in my opinion, or in my, like, the logic I have in my head, is that it will kind of, it'll just raise the price of everything. Like, let's say minimum wage, just for simplicity's sake, let's say minimum wage is £5 an hour, and then it gets raised to £10 an hour. I think, like, surely then businesses would be like, oh, well, they've got more money to spend, so let's just raise the prices of everything. I feel like that's just something that'll inevitably happen. Maybe not, and whatever, maybe Seattle will be a good proving ground for that, but that seems like just what would happen to me. Foreign aid, it's barely popular. The thing is, the military is popular. Like, I can't just lower things however I want to, because these things are pretty popular. I need to sort out the crime, though, really badly. I think sorting out the crime will make me popular. And there's a few ways I usually do this. The main way I do it is, right, first of all, that can get out. That's a waste of money for a start. First thing I usually do, if I can find it, is I put prisons into rehabilitation, as opposed to, I'll deal with that next turn, as opposed to just punishment. I think just punishment doesn't actually work. I'm more in favour of rehabilitation. Re-education, that's the term. And only 20 billion more, which, considering the cuts I've made at the minute, is quite good. So I'm going to go to next turn now. People had more money to spend, but it meant that they were willing to spend it. That was the short-term difference. Haven't looked at the long-term. Have you not looked at the long-term because the long-term hasn't happened, or because you just haven't? Ban alcohol adverts. It may not stop alcoholism overnight, but TV up and step in that direction. Yeah, I'll approve that. We did the same for cigarettes and it worked, more or less, so... Okay, the deficit's down to 360 billion compared to the 500 it was when I started, so... I'm still accruing debt, but a lot slower than I was. Liberals like me a bit more for some reason. Several years ago, I just haven't thought to look. I'll look into that when I get a chance, because I'm curious. It seems to me like it works. To me, it seemed like it would work a little bit like inflation, where, you know, the more money you pump into the system, then the more it devalues the worth of money. But you know, I could be wrong. But that's always been my logic with it. But obviously, I don't know that. Okay, right. I need to fucking really work on this crime here. Death penalty. Well, I'm cancelling that. I don't care how popular it is. The Republican, in my view as well, have always been the party of, like, morals. And that's not to say that Democrats are immoral or anything, but I think Republicans push a moral high ground much more than the Democrats do. Right, I don't like having a high-tech spy service, but I can't do anything about that just yet. I need to find alternate ways of dealing with the crime first, and then lowering that, sorry. Okay, right, so police force. I'll do the police force up to 40 billion. That's 10 billion spent. Offering religious high ground. Yeah. That's what I meant. Moral, like, religion, as far as I'm concerned, is the moral high ground. Not religion, but you know what I mean. Right, a lot of purification I'll actually do, because that's just useful in the long term. Although I might be unelected by the time that becomes a problem. Right, I need to cut spending somewhere. Let's see, expenditure. Okay, so all these little things over here, right? Some of these are... So these things will inevitably get me off. Waste collection, I kind of need technology colleges. Right, that has no popularity and costs just too much money in my opinion. So I'm going to cancel that. As much as I kind of don't mind it being there, it just costs too much money. General strike is going up and I have no idea why. Once that goes, it'll be a lot better. That's 20 billion. Right, what can I do to please them? Let's see. Oh, clothes, come on. Labour laws. Oh, that's why. Good grief, man. No wonder it was so bad. Right. Put it down to minimum balanced, because I am a bit Margaret Thatcherish when it comes to workers' rights. I think they definitely deserve their rights, but unions shouldn't rather have loads of power, in my opinion. They should have the minimum amount of power they can have, where, you know, they can actually do something about being paid badly or whatever, and nothing more. Capital gains tax. I do eventually want to get rid of some of these taxes, but I can't do anything about it. Just yet, international relations. I mean, this is kind of... I mean, it's good for popularity, I suppose. Which I kind of need at the minute. Space program. God, that's so popular. Why? Oh. Like, it's good, but good God. Rail subsidies. Oh, I know what I can do. Right, I've used 2 turns this turn, I think. Let's see what's in Law and Order here. Because if I can... Right, okay. I'm going to legalize gambling. It's quite popular, and I don't care enough about... Let's do that. Because that's still sort of popular. It gets me some popularity, and it doesn't affect anything too negatively. So let's do that. It's a waste of money. That would bring me in some money, but it's just it's really unpopular. I mean, I could... See, the thing is, right, the ideal, in my view, is that... Let me close that over there, because that's going to frighten the life out of me in a minute if I don't. The ideal, in my view, is that... So when you have a balanced budget, and you are making either profit, or you're not moving, you would introduce things like speed cameras that would give you, let's say, 4 billion, like it says there, per year, or 5 billion nearly per year. You would use that 5 billion to fund the roads, or to help fund the roads. But I'm in such a deficit that just introducing that will just arbitrarily put me 4 billion less in debt per turn. So I can't even use that money to spend elsewhere, which is what I'd normally want to do. General media censorship, okay. Torture usage, no. Oh, okay. That's a waste of money. Law enforcement background checks. Why are there 2 versions of that? And why is one of them not popular at all and the other one's really popular? You know what? That costs barely anything. I'm just going to introduce it. Plus it eliminates racial tension a little bit. Frequency? What the hell are you on about? Pan-atheism. Oh, it costs too much. Nope. Needle exchange program. See, all this stuff is stuff I want to do, but it just costs a lot. It's not worth implementing while I'm at such a negative when it comes to that sort of thing. I could do toll roads. Doesn't get me much, but... What? It should be... Why does that bring money in? You know what? I'm just going to implement it. One was background checks, the other was frequency. Okay, that makes sense. I'm going to do 16 that they can start driving. Or learning to drive, rather. Anything else I can do? Satellite road pricing. Good grief. That would bring in a lot of money, but again, it's just... seems unfair to people, in my opinion. Alright, so... that's the thing I could have done to help the old people, but there's not enough of them that I care about, so sort of... Internet security. Oh no. Dead against that. Basic income guarantee, no. Adoption incentives. Homeless assistance program is pretty good, but costs a lot. Got no way of affording it at the minute. I saw something here a while ago that was like, not that, something here. Maybe it's a mod, I don't know. Okay, income, right, I need to do something this year. I am going to, do I have alcohol tax? Okay, well first of all I'm raising tobacco tax to 20% because fuck tobacco. Second of all, do I really not have alcohol tax? Because if not, I'm introducing that. Oh fuck yeah, dude. And I'm going to put that at 20% too. Okay, cool. I'm happy with introducing that. End my turn. Debt crisis has developed. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I'm going to admit that. And continue. This is fine. These are things that I can work on. Deficit is still 300 billion. That's 300 less billion than it was. So, I mean, I'm doing pretty well, considering. Do I have... No, don't. Kill me then. Right. So, here's the plan now. The plan now is to figure out ways in which I can make people... That's gone up since I fucking helped them. Why is that... Kill me now, please. This is like... I don't care, actually, thinking about it. Right, why do the poor hate me? Whoa, no. Oh, I know I can do. Free good guy stuff. See what you please. I don't know why that would be anything else. I will do that. No, I won't. I'll do that. Euthanasia is... I'll keep that the same. What are the other things? I'll do that. Even though I'm completely pro burning a flag, I don't give a shit. Freedom of speech is... Oh, I just raised that. What's that one? Freedom of expression. Wear what you please. This is some free points. Women's rights weren't... Okay, fine, equal rights. I don't know why that wasn't. Anyway, considering it's America, women do have equal rights in America, as much as they like to think they don't. That's costing me too much. I'm getting rid of that shit. Okay, next turn. Crime is still at an absolute monster session. I don't know why. I've done everything I can to... Okay, alcohol abuse is going down. Internet crime. Okay, antisocial behaviour has gone down quite a bit. Oh! Oh jeez, I'm not messing with that. Good grief. State health service, water purification, jury trial, state religion. Dealing with that. There's something over here usually that I'd like to mess with. Never mind, maybe it's in the policies somewhere. I've got to figure out a way of both reducing the debt and making it so that people are doing their own thing. Because, like, this sort of thing here, right, the youth club subsidies and all that, it's brilliant. It's brilliant for Ah, no, that might be... Okay, the scout thing might be good. I don't know why people would have anything against the scouts. It's like, oh no, it tells people that being a Christian is good. Is that really that bad a thing? Like, if they were telling them that being, you know, a serial killer, like, what's wrong with telling people Christian outlook on life? So I might do that, because that's only 5 billion. I'm not interested in that can get out. State tertiary, free high-level education for all. Good grief, how can you possibly afford that? I'm actually going to introduce that. I think that helps. Equality isn't important. I don't care what anyone says. Equality is completely... Equality of income or income disparity is not something you should worry about at all. It's completely and utterly a useless thing to worry about. Doesn't help anyone, and it's completely useless. School uniforms, please. I'm gonna do strict dress code from... Oh, I know. Because I wanna not spend too much on it, but also get the popularity it gets me. Yeah, income disparity doesn't strike me, like, it doesn't bother me at all that I get, I don't know how much a year, like that, 12 grand or something a year or whatever, if I work a normal job, and then some, you know, random Joe Schmuck who earns $1 billion. I don't understand why that's a problem. He's doing the same thing as me, you know, he's paying the same taxes as me and contributing the same amount to the country as me. I don't see why it's a problem. The ideal is that he's actually contributing to the country and investing in things that will help the country. Right, so if I do this, this will help the crime and all that, and it's just really popular. So I'm going to do it, even though it cost me 4 billion to do. I'm going to do it, and hopefully getting rid of these things like this is costing me 46 fucking billion a turn. If this goes down, that's like 300 billion already that I've got. So it's just, I'm gonna do it. Minimum wage. We should introduce a minimum wage. Yeah, we should. I don't know why you wouldn't. Is that not a thing already? Why? So I'm more in deficit now than I was, but that's okay. This sort of thing should be going away soon. I need to get my popularity up. Why am I so unpopular? Street gangs, again. I can't do anything about it without... Homelessness is absolutely killing me. How much am I spending on that? 19 billion. Okay, that's not gone up at least. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do something fucking really controversial here. Where is it? Ah, it costs money. Never mind. I'm not gonna do it. I need to figure things out here, man. I can't think of a way. Getting rid of the whatchamacallit, the general strike is the thing that I want to focus on most, and yet I can't seem to actually do anything to help it. Poor earnings are low, and I can't do anything about that because it's like up to them to get a good job, not me. Labour laws are helping them, like it's, you know, I'll go up to 3 billion, but I'm not really willing to go any further than that because I don't trust them. Like, it brought it down a bit. I just don't know what else to do. I can't do anything for them. The only thing I can do is increase the GDP, but this is also something I can't massively do because I'm stuck in fucking here with a country that's falling apart. That's fine. Alright, I'm doing it. I'm getting rid of some military spending for a minute. But then that makes unemployment higher. Doing that. And I can't afford to do the whole unemployment being higher thing right now, because my unemployment is already well off the charts. Strength and tax code is not bringing in as much as I wanted it to. Or is it? Oh yeah, it is. Okay, fine. I'm just gonna kill myself then. Government borrowing is ridiculous as well. Inheritance tax. Why is that a thing? in real life, by the way. I want to get rid of it, but I can't afford to at the minute. Car tax! Ugh, okay. I can't think of what else to do here. I'm really trying to think of just ways I can earn money little bits at a time that aren't gonna piss people off. What the hell is that? Why would you even do that? Oh, tuition, okay. I mean, it doesn't seem to actually disincentivize people from studying in real life. I don't know why the game says, oh yeah, no, it'll fucking... You wouldn't possibly ever go to college if it costs you money. That doesn't seem to stop people from doing anything. So I'm going to actually introduce this. I do kind of disagree with it, and it's the main reason I wouldn't vote for the Liberal Democrats, because they went back on this. But I'm going to introduce it at 20 billion, so I'm earning about 20 billion per turn from it, even though I disagree. But I just need ways of making money here that aren't completely and utterly unpopular, or at least they're maybe unpopular but not enterprise investment scheme. And things like this as well I would totally do, because this helps the country, but it's just so not helpful. Primitive tax on superstores, again, it's good in terms of it'll give me money, but it just... Is it really gonna help the country if I do that? Like, I suppose it will, but I don't know, man, it feels wrong to do. Fine, I'll do it, but I think that that's gonna hurt me in the long run. I can always get rid of the bloody thing anyway, so... no, that's stupid. Tax auditors. Oh, that's another good one to introduce, actually. I hate tax avoidance, so I'm gonna introduce this because it is gay. And it's only earning me about 2 billion, if that, but whatever. And every little bit helps. Flat income tax. Oh, okay. Poll tax. What's the difference? A flat income... Okay. Flat rate income tax. Every pays the same marginal rate of income tax regardless of total income. The cleaner in the office pays the same rate as the CAO. A tax per head is a tax where every citizen pays the same tax regardless of it. Yeah, so what's the difference between the two? Why does that one get me 1,000 billion and that one gets me 500? I don't... Whatever. I'm not doing it anyway. See, this is something good as well, like, because I would, even when I was an atheist, I was completely in support of churches getting tax breaks, because it just, they help the local community. Like, the number of things that my church and the churches around here do to help people is, like, absolutely ridiculous, the lengths they go to. But I just... 8 billion, you know? Food tax. No, that's stupid. Provide the working poor with a tax refund to boost lower income earnings. This will be offered in lieu of many traditional welfare programs. Policy also reduces unemployment since proof of income is required. Could do that and get rid of the food thing, but yeah. Automaton tax. I actually will introduce that because I'm completely against robots taking us over. I'm going to do 25%. And that's 55 billion. Right, let's go to next turn. I've probably completely hit my popularity, what little of it I had doing that, but no, I'm not introducing that. Okay. Deficit 275 billion. How's all this stuff looking now? Okay, these things are starting to go down a little bit. Ghettos hasn't gone down at all, but whatever. Right, I'm going to introduce this. I don't care. Don't want to, but I have to. Extra 2 billion per turn for me as well. I don't know how else I can do. I don't know what else I can do. I am literally running out of ideas here. Right, I'm going to go down to basic maintenance on the roads, which is, let's see, that's 60 billion down to 40 billion. So that's 20 billion saved, and that wasn't too popular anyway of a policy. So with that 20 billion saved, can I 10 billion there, and it's already fine. 10 billion there, and then if I can introduce another form of transport to help people, 5 billion there. So 15 billion I've spent now. And then, let's see. I know I'm kind of ruining the profit I could potentially make, but I just want to add another 5 billion here. There, perfect. Right. I didn't mean to click next turn then, but whatever. Superhero, good. That'll help. Okay, unemployment's starting to go down, actually. Unemployment is starting to go down. There's a general strike looking. General strike is actually gone next turn, so that's 23 billion saved when that goes. Goodness for that. I'm starting to come back from the depths of hell here. That's also nearly gone. Alright. Okay, I'm starting to come back here. Making a comeback. Pollution is costing me a lot though. Once I get out of the deficit, I'm gonna be over the moon, because that's the only thing I need to get out of. The capitalists do not like me at all, which is a worry, because I actually like capitalists. That's why the debt crisis really affects them, and other taxes affect them as well. Ooh, that's curious. Okay, I'm thinking now, right, I'm gonna start actually gaining money back from these problems I'm having in the country, and things I can do is get rid of taxes that I think are property tax. Like, property tax is something I think should not exist in real life. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that it exists. So I may get rid of property tax. I will get rid of property tax, actually, because it's unpopular and it will get me popularity. It'll lower people's spending, tax expenses at the end of the year, or at the beginning of the year, pick one. And I think it'll just help in the long run to get rid of that. I'm not going to do anything else with all that sort of thing, no. And I'm going to see if I can scrounge money anywhere else with a bit of... I know what I'm going to do. So I need to do something about the pollution. I'm going to introduce this plastic bag tax, and okay, I'll grant you, it doesn't get me much at all. However, it's just a bit better to not do that. To have that thing in. I'm not banning Sunday shopping because it's stupid. Recycling is good, but again, it's just so much money, isn't it? All these things are things that I'm completely pro, but it's just trade unions off. Okay, I'm gonna do this because I don't trust the unions, especially since they're fucking striking on me. I don't trust them anymore to not do that to me, so I'm going to do that and try and help me out here. Right, now then. So now, see, this is the sort of thing I like here, right? Business startup campaigns, Federal Works Agency, that sort of thing is important to me. Federal Works offers low-skilled, unemployed citizens productive work across the country. Now, this is something I can get behind. Maybe not in real life, I can't get behind this in real life, but in the game, I'm going to actually introduce this and replace it with food stamps. Fuck food stamps, they're useless. Okay, I'm going to get rid of food stamps and put all my money into this instead. So I know I'm technically running at a loss with that implementation, but that's okay. Now, yeah, so business startup campaigns, this is the sort of thing I like. And what I may do is I want to introduce that, and that only cost me 6 billion. So if I can find where I'm spending the other money to, where is it? Where is it? Like technology grants, things like that. This cost me 21 billion. Small business grants cost me 18 billion. When really I could be spending 1 billion on that. But at the same time, is this as popular as that is? Because I can't see why that would be better. Gaming industry subsidies, okay. So I'm gonna do this. And then get rid of that one, because that one costs just so much money that it's not even helpful. Small business grants compared to, yeah, compared to the other one. Right, so I'm gonna lower this one. I'm not gonna get rid of it. I'm just gonna lower it to 9 billion. That'll do. Because I think keeping it is like worth it, but I can lower the cost of it and make it so this other one is much better for me in the long term. What else? There was another one here somewhere that I saw was a waste of time compared to... There was another one, I'm sure of it. I'm not mental. Maybe I am mental, I don't know. School vouchers. Oh, Jesus. I don't know what... I mean, come on! Like, why would you not just... Right, so the maximum of that is 240 billion. Compared to school vouchers, which is 66 billion. Oh, it seems so much more useful to spend the money on that than it does... Whoops, than it does on the other one, you know? Is there an obvious downside to this that I'm completely missing out on? You know what, I don't actually care thinking about it. I'm going to cancel that and just do that so that everyone can afford to go to private schooling. Done. Easy. That saves me, like, potentially 100 billion. Okay. Do I do healthcare vouchers? Is this something the country does? State Health Service is, at the minute, 92 billion vert. Compared to... Where's the healthcare vouchers to? Healthcare vouchers. I'm sure that was a thing. It's real. I'm not mental, I'm sure of it. Because I think Republicans are kind of the party of capitalism, which isn't a bad thing. I'm just saying. Where the hell are the healthcare vouchers? Am I insane for thinking that's a real thing? Nationalised manufacturing, a big fucking no. See, another one, like another young entrepreneur thing, which is just better than the other one. I might just introduce these two and then get rid of that one entirely, thinking about it. Where is it? Where is it? Let's go ahead and get rid of that one entirely. It's a waste of money compared to those two, which only cost me 4 billion. What was I looking for? Oh yeah, the health thing. Actually, I'm going to do next turn, and... I found it! I saw it at the last second there. Health tax credits. Was that it, or was it healthcare vouchers? Trying to find it. I don't think it exists. Maybe I'm imagining it. Maybe I was thinking of this. Anyway. See, this is really good, but like it says, it only applies to people who are earning money, which is fucking fine later on when I have good employment, but right now it's just not good for me. Let's go to the next turn. See where unemployment's at. Unemployment's gone up a bit, but that's not too big of an issue actually. Ban public smoking because it's fucking worthless to me. Okay, so let's see what my budget is now. Deficit is 237. That's petered out actually. At 46 billion still. And that's gone up again. Why has that gone up again? What caused it to go up again? Right, I need to do something else about the alcohol consumption thing. Oh, actually this might be... Yeah, this is good, actually. This is really good. Only 200 million to basically get rid of street ghettos. Why did I not get that? What was I saying? Yeah, I need to find something to get rid of this 46 billion bleeding I'm getting every year. Or every week, rather. Of... Where is it? Of, alcohol abuse. I thought it would be in here. Public services, maybe? Because I basically just want to get... selective breeding. Okay. I mean, that makes me money. I don't know why it's unpopular. Public sex, sperm donor banks. And that seems that's popular. I'll just implement it. Why not? I need me some fucking... Need me some free popularity. What was I doing? Oh yeah, public services. Something about the alcohol abuse. Oh, there's gotta be something here about it. Come on. There used to be like a alcohol abuse. Hey, stop it thing around here. Am I completely mental for thinking that was a thing? Bandbacker. Am I imagining that? Alcohol awareness campaign, there we go. I hate spending 1.6 billion on this, 7 billion on this, but I need to get that thing down. Spending 2 or 3 billion on something that's costing me 6 billion per bloody thing is a problem. Okay, the general strike ended. Debt crisis is still fucking out of this world. Uncompetitive economy has happened. I don't know how to get rid of that. Skill shortage. That's actually kind of dealable with. It is dealable with, I just can't remember how. Where is it? Am I completely mental or am I just missing something obvious? Maybe it's in the policies. Foreign policies. Ah, it's that. Okay. I actually won't introduce that yet. I think it's not worth it. This is kind of worth it. Just to increase my foreign relations quite a bit. 3 billion. It's worth it. I need to make more money though, and I've no idea how. Getting rid of this, that'll be 50 billion saved basically. 40 billion saved. This actually doesn't cost me anything. What are the other big costs is? Alcohol abuse is a big one. School vouchers has gone up to 66 billion, but it's still costing me less than the bloody school health would. Intelligence services is still high. Internet crime doesn't actually cost me anything. What's my crime at now? Crime is coming down, and I can't afford to get rid of that yet. Not until it's down completely. Armed police. It's again, it's the same thing. I just can't. Can I afford to get rid of these without it affecting crime too much? You know, it's not worth it. Even if it is completely unpopular. There's not much else costing me, honestly. Oh, I don't know what to do. I think... Yeah, because my income is still lower than my expenditure, so I'm still going to be in deficit per turn. I've gotta find a way of fucking... making more money without pissing off the wrong people. Okay. Let's do something. Okay, right, let's revert that a second. Let me introduce some recreational trucks tax here. Let's do that. That'll give me a little bit extra money per turn when it actually kicks in. What else? I don't want to do things like junk food tax, it's so unpopular. Mansion tax is also unpopular. And luxury goods tax, I think, just discourages people from spending money in the country. But all these things are just not worth introducing. Why is pet tax popular? And slave tax is sort of popular as well. Like, fuck it, what is going on with this country? What has happened? But I can't think of a good way to do it. Like, I've got rid of property tax because I think it's bad for the country in the long run. I'm trying desperately to think of ways in which I can make more money in the next few turns so I can finally get myself out of the reoccurring debt situation. But it ain't happening, baby. I can't think of any other way of doing it, and I'm slowly losing my mind trying to think of another way of doing it. Anti-smoking wiggle. Okay. So here's the plan, right? I introduce this because it gets rid of internet crime to 5 billion, and I get rid of, where is it? Intelligence services, because that costs 33 billion, and that, like, doesn't actually help normal crime that much. Done. Right. I don't know how much I actually saved in the long term there, but I think it's better for me to do that. I mean, this is popular. I want to get rid of it because it's 16 billion. I could go without spending, but it's popular. Like, I can't do things like that at the minute. Let's go to the next turn and see what affects me here. Ethnic plot, great. No, fuck 'em. Why is there an ethnic plot? And why is crime? Oh, that's why. Oh, the ethnic plot! Street gangs is nearly over. Okay. Do I want to increase income tax any more than that? I might do that because I don't know. I can just. It does two things really. Like it does help get rid of motorists, which ultimately would be good because that means I can lower my fucking funding for road building. Because good grief, that's high. Let's go down to basic maintenance. 17 billion. Right, what did I go from? 40 billion down to 20 billion of basic maintenance. Because I need to scrounge money there. I'll put this up to 20 billion. This is an extra 2 billion. Corporation tax. Sales tax is just... I don't like it. But I can't get rid of it. I need graduate tax to afford the fact that people are going to college. Can I even do anything else? Mansion tax just strikes me as like fucking the rich over all the elderly. But again, it's just something unpopular. It's far more popular to do that, but I just... what would be the point? What would be the point? It's minority tax is like, why? What? I might just replace property tax with this, because property tax makes me more money, but this seems like a fairer way of doing it to me. I'd still rather not do it though. Because I'm basically just introducing the problem I have with property tax, but in a different way. So, no, I won't do it. Fuck them. Got rid of state schools for a reason. Healthcare vouchers, there we go. I knew it was a thing that I wasn't mental for thinking it was real. What am I currently spending on healthcare? 91 billion. What can I do with oh fuck, what was it? What can I get for 90 billion in this? I mean, I'm not really solving the problem doing this, but in the long run I think I'm solving a problem doing that. I know it's deeply unpopular, but I need to do deeply unpopular things in order to get this bloody budget the way I want it to be. Close the window, please. Thank you. Right, next turn. Capitalist plot. Excellent! Hey, unemployment's going down. Finally. Alright, what else can I possibly fucking do? I need to do some spin stuff here because I'm dying. Fucking kill me in my sleep, please. Right, there we go. I need to do some stuff to make me not shit. Alright, who are my big supporters here? Oh god, he's a motorist. I feel sorry for him. Retired Liberal, well, she should be quite happy considering the things I've done. Okay, let's do some religious stuff. What can I do that's religious? This seems like a... No, because that affects the Liberal guy. I really don't know what to do here. So, okay, the sex education is really fucking unpopular, so I'm just gonna go down to basic. Which is perfect. Is that actually making me money now? Yes, finally, it's making me 1 billion. I mean, you know, it's better than nothing. And that is actually becoming popular slowly, so I'll take it. Can I, let's see. Right, no. I need to do other things that are popular with that. Religious guy that isn't ridiculous and costly. Voting age. Why is that not already implemented? Let's do 20 because I think that's a good enough age. I think the voting age should be raised in this country, honestly. I think 18 is way too young. Is 16 or 18 in this country? I don't remember, actually. Either way, it's too young. It's popular, but cost me 2 billion. 17. Yeah, it's too young. I feel like you just... I don't know. They always seemed a bit too young to me. I've always thought that... I always thought 20 or 21 would be the best. People like Jeremy Corbyn just want to lower the voting age because he knows that as you get older, you get less and less in line with what he believes, and so he wants to grab them young. It's very, very sneaky tactics. I need to do something to get my funding up from these party people so I can actually win the election, because I have no chance of winning it right now, but I have no chance also of doing anything without making it cost more money, and I have no money to even spend. If anything, I need to... Right, okay, right. Essentials, essentials, essentials. Let's see. Expenditure, expenditure, expenditure. That 300 million a quarter, it's not even worth cutting it. Border controls. It's unpopular as is. Goes from 2 million to 2 billion. Goes from 2.5 to 2. That's fine by me. Jury trial. Keep that the same. Keep that the same. I need to do things here. I believe in this. I believe in that. So I'm not removing that. Fuck off. Alcohol awareness campaign. I need to keep this going down, which it still hasn't. It's still not gone. Even with that 46 billion, I'd still be spending 200 billion more than I'm earning, which is absolutely ridiculous. Why am I not? What can I possibly do at this point? This only pisses off one group of people, but it's the one group of people that have threatened to kill me. Like, this pisses off the least amount of people, and it earns me a fuck ton of money. So I'm going 40% a quarter. I would raise it to the mid-20s. Life value experience has declined massively in the last few decades, and the spending capacity within those early years is enormous. Yeah, I agree. Looking at just my personal beliefs, I've changed. Not even my religious beliefs, because that's obvious. My political beliefs has changed really drastically in the past, even the past 3 years. Never mind since I was 17. Like, when I was 17, I wasn't a communist or anything like that, but I was pretty left-leaning as a 17-year-old. And if I was allowed to vote when I was 17, I probably would have voted for what election was that when I was 17? Because I remember paying it. It may have been. Yeah, it was the 2010 election. And I think it was between. I think the Lib Dems were like the ones I would have voted for in that election. Maybe even it could have been Labour. But I think I was going to vote for the Lib Dems, and then they betrayed us and sided with Conservatives, and I won't vote for them ever again. Because I know where they stand now. They stand with whoever gives them the most money and power. So fuck them. What was I saying? Yeah, and my belief system from when I was 17 to just like now has changed drastically. I've gone from being I wouldn't say far left or anything like that, but quite on the left side. Let's put this up to 40 as well. To, I'd say, centre right somewhere. In this game somewhere is a Facebook gave Clegg a job. What? I haven't heard about this. Where's the compass? Ah, the compass. So if you look on the compass, you see where that number 7 is? I'm around here. Whenever I take the political compasses, whenever I take the political compass test, I end up somewhere around where I'm circling. Like between this 7 and about here. I'm usually rounding here somewhere. And that's just generally where I line up. So I'm kind of centre right. I always thought I was more conservative than I was that, but apparently I'm rather liberal because of my views on the gays and things like that. I'm quite liberal, but whatever. Gated communities, where's that? Let's be completely pro that, because I don't care. I think it'll help my things here. 3 turns, okay. God, I have no activists. How do I get activists? My fundraising is... Oh, my Jesus. What was I saying, Owen? Because I completely forgot.